to the last show of 2016. We had a stinker last night on Raw. The only good thing about it was Braun Strowman. I know a lot of people can say, well, how about Bayley and Charlotte? What about New Day? They did well. What about the... Oh... Look, I know a lot of people were very happy to see that the Shield could come back together. I know they were very interested in seeing how these two were going to interact again. But let's be honest, the only thing that mattered to the WWE was Braun Strowman. That's it. He's the only one they care about. So the rest of the show was mediocre at best. And that's the truth. There was no Sasha Banks. Nia Jax did destroy somebody. But in the end, this was about Braun Strowman. That's the truth. Now, what do we get from Smackdown? Now, let's put this to scale, ladies and gentlemen. This is Raw. Their production value, their amount of people, their advertisement, all of this is here for Raw. This is Smackdown. Their production value, their roster, they're being seen and cared about. That's all that we get. And the kicker for me is that from the ratings, for what I understand, the ratings are still higher on SmackDown than it is on Raw. And you would wonder, why doesn't Vince just say, okay, I'm a wash on Raw. Let me throw all my attention and resources on SmackDown. No, he can't stand, and I'm being honest here. From what I understand about Vince, when he puts his effort into something, if it does not work, he can understand when it fails. He will try another tactic. But when it's directly something that he promoted, that he treasures, he will push that until it dies. And when it comes to Raw, and there has been a moment in time where Raw had been superseded by SmackDown, but it was very brief, he was willing to switch. In this case, he won't. SmackDown is still the more cared about product for the fans. And Vince will not accept that. Now, if he does, I eat crow, fine, I'll accept it. Until then, we're not going to get anything more substantial from SmackDown. But let's be honest, this show actually was better than Raw. Just was. Even though they made the most dumbest type of decisions. Let's open with John Cena. As much as you guys don't like it, John Cena was badly needed because we needed star power. What star power do we have on SmackDown? We have Randy Orton, we got AJ Styles. That's it. AJ Styles and Randy Orton. We don't have anyone that can give us something. No Brock Lesnar on SmackDown. No Goldberg. He's going to stay on Raw dealing with Brock Lesnar. No Rock, even though he is still trying to do something on YouTube and kind of correlating that into from his own wrestling and movie career. But we have no one special on SmackDown. So John was needed. Him basically saying after the conversation that he made, I am going after the champion who wins tonight. You know how I can do that? And it's going to be a Royal Rumble. You know how I'm going to do that? I'm John Cena. Drops the mic. Basically doing a basic heel thing as supposedly a face. It's too late to turn him heel, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of people say, you know what, just turn his ass heel. Make him a between or a heel. No, it doesn't matter anymore. He's always been a heel since he's acted like this. So there's no reason to make him anything other than what he is. And to be honest, we needed it. We needed this. We needed him to come back. We needed his promo segment. We just needed it. Next, the most stupidest decision of the night. Wyatt's in a 4-way elimination match for the tag belts. I didn't expect the former champions to win. And I knew the Usos wasn't going to win. And why are the Usos in this position? I don't know. So many months ago, they were turned heel. And they did a great heel turn. They were interesting. They were fun. Seeing them as heels. Good heels, in fact. Dropped. Back to where they were before they won the titles before. Around 2013. They won the titles, the merch went up, their interest was up. Now they changed their style. People are booing them. They like the style, they like the merch. Nothing. It's sad. Just sad. But in the end, what do we get? And I'm doing a lot of clapping because it's frustrating the frack out of me. I watched Battlestar Galactica in 1978. That's the reason why I say frack instead of fuck. Sorry. But anyway, what the frack? The Wyatt's job. 1. Why were the Wyatts given Freebird rules? There should have been Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton in this match. There should not be Freebird. Breathe. The New Day are the only ones who should be allowed to use Freebird rules. The Freebirds are the only people before them. Well, there's always been somebody who's tried to use Freebird rules. But Freebirds had that rule because they were epic. The Wyatts are not epic with Randy Orton. New Day is. So they should be the only ones exclusive to it instead of you doubling it onto SmackDown, which ruined the Freebird rule. Should never happen. 2. You had this stupid match. And you should have waited a little bit. Why not build this into Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me why the Wyatts could not have won the match, maintain their position, and then build a feud with the American Apples. Not Apples. You see how angry I am. I am botching so bad. American Alpha should not won this. I know a lot of people say, yes, finally, NXT rules. No. If NXT really rules, Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family should have been champions a long time ago. Bray Wyatt should have had the singles championship, and the other two should have had the tag champs. Now how many weeks has it been for Bray Wyatt? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? A month maybe since he won those titles? I don't even remember. I think it was the beginning of this month that he won the titles. And now it's at the end of the month. The titles are finished. They're done. What was the point of the run? They needed to hold those titles more than a few weeks to maybe a month. They needed longer than that. This is a joke. The Wyatts didn't gain anything, and Bray Wyatt in particular didn't gain a thing. Just because he didn't job to American Alpha does not mean anything. Let's do a little bit of the backstage stuff. Ellsworth still has his hands on Carmella. Carmella, baby, what you doing? You are misrepresenting a New Yorker. Why are you misrepresenting New York? Dealing with that nut. Man. I understand why they're doing it. They're trying to do something else because they don't have that many people to work with for the women. But unless they're going to do something more substantial with James Ellsworth and Carmella, this is just going to be backstage stuff where we're going to see them being lovey-dovey. Next will be Renee Young dealing with The Miz. I'm glad that they had to make it so Renee Young had to do the interview with The Miz. I would have been more happier if Maurice got this close to Renee Young's face instead of just saying, like, at a distance. I'm not saying Renee Young's ever going to be a wrestler, but it would make sense. Woman, this woman mess with my man, this woman mess with my man, I'm going to get in your face. That's something that would be understandable. Then the beatdown of The Miz by Dean Ambrose. It makes sense. I'm fine with it. I would have liked to see this kind of stretch longer than this because I believe next week they're going to have that match, and I feel like it's too soon. I know they have to try and write for some stuff for these shows, but making it so soon after you just started something last week, it really needs more time to marinate, and that pisses me off. Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch. To be honest, I walked away. I went and did some stuff in the kitchen. I came back periodically. I didn't care about the match. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't hate Becky Lynch. I don't hate Alundra Bliss. There's just nothing there. Until whoever came out messing with Becky Lynch. Now you know what's about to happen. Becky Lynch is not going to deal with this person. It could be Eva Marie. I don't think it's Carmella. I don't think it's Nikki Bella. And I don't think it's Natalya. because it's not Naomi. The lady is light-skinned. And where's Naomi? Someone told me Naomi got hurt again. Someone told me Naomi was suspended. I personally don't know. And I've looked. I mean, I looked at, what is it, DQ.com. I've looked at several other sites to see if I can find any information, find out what happened to Naomi. Only thing I'm saying is this. If Naomi is not hurt, and if she's not suspended, they're keeping her in the back for nothing. A wild card match. They said this was a wild card match. Naomi should have been the wild card against Alexa Bliss. And to be honest, it would have been more interesting. Especially if Naomi's given a chance to win that freaking title. Naomi for TNA. I say it again. I don't do this. I'm saying this clearly. Once in a while I'm going to say this because every time I start doing these rants when it comes to Naomi, I have to redo this video every time. One time I did it 9 times. I got so angry. 9 freaking times. 9 times I had to review. Calm down. I'll have to do this. No. Calm down. You get my point. I'm moving on. Let me see. Am I forgetting anything? No. It is now the ending of the show. It was a very short show. Very little in it. But it was still interesting. The triple threat. AJ versus Dolph versus Baron Corbin. And I gotta say this. This is dedicated to... I gotta say it. Morgan Hyde loves Baron Corbin. He does. I like Baron Corbin. And I believe he's correct in his belief. And I hope he's going to get something done soon. His daughter was very sick. So I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel. I don't do this often, but I'm leaving a link to his YouTube channel. Hopefully he will have something up. He's only got 2 videos up, but I am going to leave it down there. So you know that he still loves wrestling. It's just he had to take care of his daughter. She was very sick. And Morgan, I hope your daughter's better. I know that feeling myself. I'm going to say this. This is a little personal, but I have a son. I have said this a couple of times on my video. I don't see him because of problems in the past with his mother. He will be 20 years old this January 7th, 2017. And Morgan, I understand your worries about your daughter. I've been there. From what time I had with my son, I was there. I know what it's like to be worried about your daughter doing what you can, and a lot of stuff get put on the back burner. So don't worry about it. You get your videos when you're ready. As I said, I am leaving a link below, even though he doesn't really... Hopefully he will have something by tomorrow. Maybe he will do Smackdown. But if he doesn't, don't chomp on the guy. It's not easy, you know? But anyway, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Look, was the match great? Yes, it was. Baron was an ace. Or Baron aced it. Let's be honest. Who would you rather see as champ? Would you rather see Dolph Ziggler? Would you rather see AJ Styles or Baron Corbin? Now, I had a choice. I believe Baron Corbin and AJ Styles could have been champ. To be honest, I didn't think AJ would job, but if he did, it should be the Baron Corbin, not Dolph. Because I'm being honest here, ladies and gentlemen. Dolph, Theodore, well, what was his name? Nick Theodore, I'm sorry. Nick Theodore is done. I don't hate him. He's a good talent. Unlike the Slag Daddy who hates his freaking guts, who wishes that he just be gone. I don't think he's a bad talent. He's a good talent that they weren't willing to push. And to find out if he truly had what it took to really get things done. And unfortunately, they haven't done it. So when it came to Baron Corbin, I felt like it's the best other option other than AJ Styles. And he's got a good look. He's got a good gimmick. He has good ring work. I mean, he isn't great, but he has good ring work. He talks decently well. He isn't perfect. He's still very young in the business. He still needs a lot of work. He reminds me of, guess who? Roman Reigns. But Roman hasn't been packaged like he has. So he does feel more fresher than Roman, and he doesn't feel the same. But basically, he's similar to Roman. Roman has a look. He has a persona. Is he a great talker? No. Is he great in the ring all the time? No. There are moments that Roman is so sloppy and crappy you don't want to look at him. But He's a alright talent. Roman is an okay talent, just like Baron Corbin. And in this case, I am glad that Baron got this opportunity for the world title. I hope they understand that this man should be in the main title scene. There's nothing for him in the mid-card. Unless you're going to throw him against The Miz, there's no reason to put him there. Put him in the main title scene. Let him work with the people there. Let him work with Randy Orton. Let him work with John Cena. Let him work with Bray Wyatt. Let him work with Randy Orton. Let him work with AJ Styles again. I don't want him to work with Dolph because he's already done that. We just need to see him there more often. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below. And I hope you enjoyed this SmackDown Live review. Please give me a comment below. I will be getting my reality wrestling in the next 2 days. I got to go to my doctor tomorrow, so if I can, I will see if I can get it done either before I go to my appointment or very late at night. If not, it'll come out Thursday. Since, like I said, TNA is not doing anything right now, there's no point in me reviewing the highlights. It'll just piss me off. Have a good day. Have a good night.